Good morning, everyone. It's Kevin Snyder at Snyder Law here with you on Monday morning with a new nugget of knowledge. I was thinking over the weekend about some things that have been happening in my personal life recently, and things that have worked really well and haven't worked well, and I want to share with you. But before I do that, I just want to remind you, for those tuning in, if you got a question, just type it in. I'll see it on the screen, and I can answer it right here. If you want to know more about another topic, just let me know. Send me a message on Facebook. You can email me. You can reach out a few different ways. Call the office, and happy to hear your topics, what you want to hear on these nuggets of knowledge. Happy to address those as well. All right, so what I was thinking about this weekend was the fact that I got popped in the head a couple weeks ago. For those of you who haven't noticed in some of my videos in the last couple weeks, I'll show you right now. I got a nice little shiner. How did that happen? Well, I was playing in a soccer game and I got an elbow right to the head. And I have 14 stitches as a result. And 2 Sundays ago, two Sundays ago, so a little over a week ago, that happened. And I was laid out on the grass with a nice little wound that was bleeding, and I didn't have anybody with me. I had my soccer team, guys I didn't really know, but my family wasn't with me, my people weren't with me. Those that I would entrust with my life were not with me. So what do we do in a situation like that? Fortunately, I had a plan in place, and things went along smoothly. Fortunately for me, I didn't lose consciousness. I was okay. I did have to go to the ER, but I started thinking, what if I wasn't? What if I was knocked out? What if I had to get rushed to the emergency room and I was still knocked out and I couldn't talk to the doctors, couldn't talk to anybody treating me? And how was my wife and how was my family going to know what had happened to me, and how are they going to be able to take care of me? Well, that's what I want to share with all of you, because this is a really important emergency response plan that all of us should have in place no matter what. Now, a lot of what we talk about with our clients is, when we're creating our plans, we're talking about different aspects of estate planning, but at its core, it's to have an emergency response system in place that will act. So no matter what we're talking about in your planning, that it can spring to life and go to work. And here, if something like an emergency situation occurs and you have an accident like I did, and you get hit in the head with an errant elbow, or you get in a car accident, or you have a sudden cardiac arrest while you're shopping in Trader Joe's, what is going to happen? Well, what we have put into place, both Carolyn and I originally, is that we got these medical emergency cards that we keep in our wallet. That's part of our emergency response system. So if I'm sprawled out on the soccer field and I'm knocked out and I can't respond, first responders are going to be able to take this card out, and they can see an emergency contact on the front of the card, and they can call it immediately. So that's response number one. And number two is that when I'm getting shipped off to the hospital and into the emergency room, and I can't be communicative, I can't talk, I'm knocked out still, the doctors want to know who they can contact and who has authority to make decisions for me, who they can share information with. On the back of this card, there's information for them to access and download my advanced healthcare directive, my HIPAA waiver, so they know when they call my wife that she has the authority to make decisions for me, and that they have the authorization and permission from me that they can share information. Now, you might say, well, can't my wife do that anyway? No, she can't. Under the federal and state laws regarding your health information, it's protected health information, and that cannot be shared. And now you might have a more compassionate hospital or doctor, emergency room. They might share information, but then again, they might not, and they actually would be well within their right not to, because the law prohibits them from doing so. So you don't want to be in a situation where your loved one, your spouse, your family cannot get information about what's happened to you. And certainly they won't be able to make decisions for you without permission to do so. And if you don't have that permission set up beforehand, then they're going to have to go to court to get the court to issue permission for them to be your conservator. And that's certainly something we want to avoid. Anytime you can avoid going to court, the better. It's time-consuming, expensive, and you lose control over the ultimate results oftentimes. So here in my emergency plan, I'm sprawled out on the field. The EMTs come, they're able to contact Carolyn immediately. When we get to the hospital staff's able to download my advance directive and my HIPAA waiver immediately. They know that they can talk to Carolyn and share information with her, and that she can come to the hospital and make decisions for my care, assuming that I continue to be knocked out and unconscious, and there needs to be some important decisions made on my behalf, and my instructions are known, and my wishes are known as well, because they're accessing through this card my advance directive. So there's no scrambling for legal documents. Where's my plan? Where's this and where's that? So I felt really good. Of course, fortunately, nothing horribly wrong happened to me, but it was scary, and it reminded me the importance of having something like this emergency response plan in my back pocket, literally, and ready and able to go into effect. So my nugget of knowledge for you is to come up with an emergency response system, whatever is going to work for you. I offer this medical emergency card as being a very useful and helpful way that you can enact your emergency response. We use it personally. We offer it to clients. It's really, really important to do. But the bottom line for you today, and my action item for you today and this week, is to sit down and figure out what your emergency response system is going to be today. Put something in place today, and then if you're not that comfortable with it, you can improve upon it tomorrow. But have something today. It's super important, because you never know when you're going to get an elbow in the head or you're going to have some sort of accident like that. We want to make sure that we're prepared. Okay, so there it is, how I survived an elbow to the head, lived to tell the tale, have an emergency response system in place, super important. So go out, have a great Monday, get a great start to your week, and keep being amazing, and I'll be talking to you soon. Again, Kevin Snyder with Snyder Law. Take care.